Light burns behind your eyes. Not a searing pain of fire, but a weightless radiance, like sunlight passing through silk. You're not standing, you're floating. Your thoughts drift loose from your body for a breathless moment before you fall, gently, silently, onto stone that hums beneath your feet. Around you, architecture flickers in and out of focus. Towers that shimmer like heat haze, curved with walls inscribed with symbols that rearrange when you're not looking directly at them. The air is impossibly still. Golden motes drifting like ash suspended in honey. Above, 4 massive rings hover, each one turning slowly through the empty air, their interiors filled with stained glass depictions of suns at different stages, rising, blazing, eclipsed, and broken. You hear voices, not hostile, just dazed like you. Figures at the far edge of the sanctum are pulling themselves upright. You recognize some, but don't recognize all. Some recognize some you haven't seen in ages. But something about the way all of you look at each other feels familiar, as if all of you have arrived here without ever meaning to, as if this place, whatever it is, summoned not just you, but others with purpose, yet unspoken. Somewhere behind the veil of golden light, something watches, waiting, remembered. And for the benefit of those that were not present in the last session, I'm going to go through the same last little picture image thing that I did to get them here, just so you have the same history of the location you're at that they do. As you finished up in your last battle, everything seemed to go bright white. Then you felt the scent of warm stone and citrus oil filling your nose, golden sunlight spilling through lattice skylights, casting dancing flames across polished alabaster floors. You see priests in deep ochre and white, tending to long planar script scrolls marking celestial alignments. A young alkalite laughs as he adjusts the sundial lens too far to the left, and another brushes incense ash from a mosaic of Arion's radiant crown. Children, yes, children, are reading hymns aloud in the outer hall while a cleric pours sun-infused water over an ailing woman's hands. The light heals. You hear a phrase repeated. The day begins when the name is remembered. The sky goes silent. A shadow that does not belong to the night washes over the sanctum. Every bell in the tower rings without being touched. The priest looks skyward. One weeps. You feel the pressure in your bones as a soundless quake tears across the veil, and from beyond the heavens something strikes the edge of the sun. Runes begin to unravel mid-air, bleeding golden threads into black fissures. Let me click this. You watch as the sunbeam splits into 3 and then into none. Screams are muffled, the air folds inward. Then the next thing you see is inside a central sanctuary, 7 priests stand around a spiral altar made of fused flame glass. They chant in harmony, not words, but pure harmonics. The sound of 1,000 dawns condensed into a single sustained chord. Their robes smolder at the hymns. One of them, you feel her name is Harold Allendar, lifts a relic, a sunburst circlet split in 2. She speaks, though her voice is memory only. Let flame forget, let the name survive, let light remember the path unseen. As they kneel, runes ignite around them in rings. Their bodies begin to translucently pulse, becoming light and echo. And then you are outside the temple now, as if standing on the sea. The entire structure ripples, caught between light and shadow. The jungle thins, the mist grows gold. And then the temple begins to fold inward, shrinking not in size, but in certainty. It blinks out of phased, not vanished, hidden. You feel it slip past the edge of the world, nestled between minutes and prayers, and then silence until you arrive. And I will bring you guys to what remains of this time-locked set of temple ruins. And you're all lying where you are on the map, semi-conscious, coming to after having endured a major battle and somehow being teleported out into what you believe is what remains of the temple you guys just saw in your vision.
Ira is gonna slowly get to her feet and just go, my fucking head's killing me. Hey, are any of you dead?
No.
I'll
Well, that's a relief at least.
start to get up, looking frantically around me, just going no, and start looking for Antumbra. And as soon as I get up and see them, I'm bolting towards them, just paying no mind to the other people.
So you do see Antumbra about 100 feet away from you to the east.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll run over to them. Just start booking it.
The other four of you, you notice that, yes, Husara is no longer with you after he made that last bold move against Azael. But you just see two other individuals that are here just like you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
When Tyra, who, for a frame of reference, huge woman standing well over 6 feet tall, draped in what appears to be hide armor, with crimson scales running across the portions of her skin that you can see. Yeah, she sees you take off, and for a second, her hand goes to the hilt of her huge sword. Until she sees that you're not running toward any of us.
And Tyra, you notice that she is severely injured, just like most people in your party.
For a frame of reference, what you see running past you is just like this short woman. You see pointed ears, but not too pointed, and like very long raven black hair, just going past her waist. She has like piercing eyes, and she's wearing like dark clothes that are bloodied right now, and she just takes off running, like holding a staff in her hands as she goes, no, tell me you're alive, and she's just going to kneel down near her her companion and just try to make sure that they're okay.
I was just slowly
Alive,
approaching.
injured. Very injured. I don't even know if I'm conscious.
Korag and Kyrian head that direction also. And as you are heading in that direction, Eleanor, you hear kind of behind you a voice. The rest of you, as you are heading that direction, you see in almost physical, but not quite fully a vision. It's not fully ethereal, but it looks like the priestess that was casting the last part of the spell that took this location out of time and local space. She approaches you, Tyra, and goes, "You are safe for now. Be still. These echoes will pass." And she appears right next to you.
Yeah, Tara just turns and goes, "That's nice and all, but I don't know what any of that means. Where are we?"
This sanctum was once a beacon. Now it flickers on the edge of forgetfulness. You are in one of the first temples to Arion on this planet.
I mean, where are we geographically? What island?
You are no longer on an island or in space or in time on the planet. You are in a bubble. As she looks towards you there, Tyra, and you see her radiance start to glow. I
just got a handout in front of her.
And go ahead and apply that healing.
That healing washes over Tyra, who had been, all things considered, carrying herself pretty well despite her injuries, and just goes, that healing's wasted on me. Focus on the others. That one looks like they're half dead. She points at the crow-masked one on the floor.
And she does walk over towards the two that are new to the party, and again, divine radiance reaches out towards. That's not the one I wanted to do. We're gonna hit delete. We are going to try that again. Cast 2. And she is going to Entumbra, you can take that healing. And she is going to Eleanor, there is yours.
Thank you.
And she, go ahead.
Is she using like the touch range or the
she is using the spell that should be a touch range, but she does not have to touch you for it. You just see her glowing and you feel the warmth rush over you.
As she does this, can I kind of try to sense motive? I'm not going to refuse her or anything. I'm just trying to get a read on her intentions.
Okay.
Just like I'll bow my head when I feel the familiar healing energy, but I'll also be trying to assess the situation.
Go ahead and target her and use that basic action macro sense motive.
Is it cool if I do the same?
Yes.
Where is it?
Oh shit, my basic action macro got wiped out.
So again, it'll be in the browse macro directory. Everyone must have. It'll be the one that looks like the Pathfinder symbol.
Yep, I found it. Move that one on there for now, and when we have a second, I'll move the other ones on here.
Okay. I got Eleanor's. Go ahead and do yours too. So you can't so Eleanor, you can't quite understand what she's doing, but you feel that she is doing it out of gracefulness, without any necessary ulterior motive. Tyra, on the other hand, you sense that she knows something about each and every one of you.
Okay. I'll, as she's healing me and I'm trying to read this and just flubbering, I'll go, may I ask her name?
I am Elendor, last herald of Arion, or the memory of her.
Oh. And I'll look over at the strangers and kind of try to position myself in front of Anthumbra, almost in a protective stance.
So based on the fact that you're here and not somewhere in the abyss, I'm going to assume you're not cultists.
No. Are
All
you a
right.
cultist?
If I was, I'd be doing a bad job of it, given the number of them I've killed today. She finally takes her hand off the hilt of her sword.
I mean, I see no cultists here, so how can I take that as something truthful? That you've killed a bunch of them. And I'll look over at the other party members.
Though they've been healed, there's blood all over them. Pretty much all of them took some damage. Korag, the one that's trailing behind, he appeared when he first got up before she healed him, barely to be moving at all. Above board, he had died at least twice during the last session.
Oh boy.
Well, no, went down, but hadn't died.
Yeah, he got put down twice. He was in the death saving throw era before, he got healed and then got whacked again and then healed and got whacked again.
The enemy boss had a club made out of nat 20s.
Yeah. As she heals the last of you, she says, "Your injuries are echoes of the chaos that presses at the veil. But in this place, light still answers. This temple has waited long for hearts that still carry warmth."
The fire dragon barbarian looks at the fire kineticist and then looks back to her.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone in others.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be disruptive or anything, but how did we get here? I was just with Anthumbra, and how did we get here? And I'll look over at the Herald.
I imagine at some point that I wake up during all this, kind of coughing up uh, a bunch of whatever, and I'm clearly adjusting my mask enough so I can cough out whatever I need to cough out without without showing off my features, and then kind of lean like I'm assuming I'm prone, so I'm probably just trying to get up.
Okay.
And then still trying to get used to everything. Kind of look up, see Eleanor, see the rest, see this kind of echoish woman. Like, I
And
didn't drink that much, did I?
I don't know. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. And I'll still like keep in front of Umbra, even though they're like way bigger than I am, way taller than I am.
Yeah, I'm tall. I'm definitely taller than you are.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm still prone because because I don't feel like getting up. But like I'm getting ready to get up. So.
Okay.
You're definitely gonna be able to tell I'm taller.
As you ask that question, Eleanor, the Herald says, let me get my note. Your spirits all sing to the temple. It welcomed you here across the ages when it felt your spark fading.
I was just thinking of the circumstances of how we got here and just thinking, I could take it. So,
go ahead.
So what's this temple want from us? Gonna assume you didn't pluck 6 strangers out of wherever, just out of the goodness of your hearts. I'm assuming there's something you need of us. I should warn you, my skill set is most well oriented around killing things.
I'm just going through my list of things that I've already told you. To preserve what remains of the flame, you must prove yourselves against what should never have been. With that, we are going to do just a little social encounter type thing. There are, I'm going to play with the other 2 that are here. We've got 6 skill checks. I would like each person to describe, based off of their situation, that you've been rescued from some sort of horrific battle, some directly against appeared to be the avatar of demon lords of the abyss or their lieutenants, others grazing near death and being told that you were brought here because your spirit sings, and that this first temple to Arion that's locked out in time and space saw your spark and called you here. What makes you worthy for further knowledge from Arion? You could choose whatever skill you desire. And roll it, and then we're basing it off of a DC of 18, and I've got different situations depend upon how many people meet that. But the skill that you roll with, you need to be able to describe how you're using that to convince her and or the god that she's the herald of, that you're worthy to get this knowledge.
It could be any skill, not just the mental skills.
Any skill. You could use performance. Yeah, I'll let you use any skill as long as you can justify it.
I'm gonna roll athletics.
I want to throw religion, or
Okay.
actually even medicine. Just trying to justify to her, as in I'm a healer. I'm trying to help people, and I don't know what I did to be here, but I'm just trying to help people get better. That's my mission.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your religion or medicine.
Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out how I use stealth in order to justify.
That may be a push.
I'm saying like how like it's my highest thing, but I'm saying like there's no way I can like mental like I can't even think of something. So I'll probably go with I'm sure if I had enough thought I could probably, but
You want a
I
funny
think
idea? This herald blinks for the first time in 10,000 years, and you previously lying there are suddenly gone, and then just from behind you go boo.
actually that would be very in character with
Okay.
literally in character with Umbra's. Yeah, so
That sounds good.
think, it's going to be a stealth check, and she's going to sort of. Eleanor's used to this, but at some point, whenever Eleanor probably looks down at their companion, and Tumbra has already kind of disappeared, and hold on, let me roll the check first. Okay. That's depressing.
Great thing about this game is you start with a hero point.
Yeah. Just gonna.
Oh shit.
I'll take that.
Okay.
So what ends up happening is Eleanor will look down and uses this shit from their companion. Will notice Tumbra has completely disappeared from the floor and has probably shown up in flanking position behind, not in like in an attack way, just kind of like like not in terms of like getting ready to assault, just has clearly gotten up and moved and was completely fucking silent the entire time doing this, and shows up on the other side of the echo-ish situation, completely quiet, waiting to be noticed by anyone.
Okay.
Not even a word.
Tyra or Crumb?
Tyra's going to pick up like a piece of that wall that next to her that has like fallen off, like a large like rock, like almost the size of her. She is just going to pick it up and put it back and be like, I am very, very strong. and I am going to hero point that.
Okay.
Because that is my right as a player character. Okay, I imagine she puts that rock there and then just a part of the wall underneath it collapses. Fucking, yeah, no, this is great. A great first showing from Tyra for the new people.
Yep. That brings us up to Crom.
What can I do?
What skill do you have expert in? Arcana?
Theft, thievery. So can I use palm an object to try and do a magic trick?
Sure. What magic trick are you gonna do?
I'm going to do the classic coin behind the ear trick.
Okay, I'll take that into consideration with the DC. Go ahead.
Okay. Oof. There you go. The near point. And get a.
Yes.
You guys have gotten lucky with the low rerolls on the hero point, but that's understandable. That's why they are there.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, how do we do hero points here?
You right.
Do you
right click on the number that you rolled?
No. I mean.
Oh, once.
No, I mean, how do we get hero points?
You get one at the beginning of your session, and I give you one every hour.
Okay, thank you.
If you do something particularly insightful, you may get a bonus one in between the hour.
Okay, thank you.
And I do use if you roll less than a 10 on your hero point die, you automatically add 10 to it because I want your hero points. I want you to use them, and I want you to use them heroically.
Okay.
It's I don't consider it I want it to be flavorful and fun for you guys.
Yeah. No, I get it. Thank you.
So Korag is going to use medicine and could have healed myself if you would have given me enough time with his little flaminess that he kind of exudes. He kind of glows brighter, and then even the little wounds that were healed have now scarred over and fully healed for his check. That brings us up to
I'll be real when
that brings us up to Kyrian. And he is going to compose a song to Arion and the Herald based off of the visions that he saw when he arrived here. And he will hero point that.
I love that I rolled the only number that could have made that a fail.
Yeah.
And with that, all 6 of you have shown that you are worthy. Walk with me and hear our story, he says.
Very well, but I still have questions.
Speak and I may answer.
That demon in the underground temple, is that thing still sealed? What happened to it?
It is in the abyss currently. It is not in the material plane. But he is no longer bound.
Well, that'll pose trouble later.
Hmm.
Well, that's the most pressing question, and I'd rather not waste time, so she
Uh,
just like gestures, like lead the way.
and
Unless
actu-
anyone else has questions, of course.
and actually, I'm going to do this. Actually, time is not a worry, as we are outside of time and space right now. Any other of you have
Tara just shrugs.
questions?
I can think of one right now. I just want to understand our purpose here. How can we aid you?
Your spirits have been marked by Arion and the other gods of good as being those to stand up like we stood up in the past. We're here to impart our knowledge so it may assist you in the battles ahead. She starts walking through the buildings. I'm not going to move her around as we walk and talk. She goes, a little over 2,000 years ago, the population on Thalade was very insignificant compared to what it is now, even after the last abyssal incursion. The gods, all of them, good as we would call them, those the gods of the lights, as well as the gods of the dark, or opened portals and bridges from other worlds on the material plane so that their followers could escape an enemy that was attacking all the planes, all the planets and the planes at once. An enemy that used time against us. Thalade became the sanctuary for all of these beings. The first elves arrived on Thalade as part of one of the groups that came across the bridge, as well as many of the other races that are now walk the planet. The gods, with the evacuations, sealed the bridge and barrier across time, working in unison at once to save pretty much all of creation. Then, about 200 years ago, us at this temple, while it was still on the Isle of Khanda, felt ripplings in time. And then we had the demonic incursions that started to happen. We used what knowledge we had of time and space to protect this temple after the initial demonic onslaught. And I was left to be the guide to those that were called in the future in case they were needed. As she continues walking, waiting for you to question.
Just out of curiosity, did dragons come to this world? Yeah, did dragons come to this world as part of this, what was the word as part of this, I suppose, exodus, or were they already here, just asking for personal reasons?
They were already here. The Verdan, the lizard folk, the kobolds were natives to Thalade when many of the others arrived.
Her face scrunches in a weird way hearing that, but she doesn't say anything.
Hey, Mando, you can get down. I can talk to people on the headset. And my puppy's trying
Imagine
to...
a dog running up to the herald.
Well, he's trying... My chair's on wheels, so he pushes me back and then climbs in my lap.
Aw,
Love
puppy
him.
wanna be.
Well, he's too big for a lappy dog right now, but he will deal with it. Does anybody else have any questions before we continue?
Yeah. One more. As she tells that story, I'm going to question her about whatever this entity that was attacking them previously and attacking the planes. Is it coming back? Is this why you brought us here?
Something caused the bindings to start failing recently. It is Arion's belief that the only thing that could cause the bindings to fail to the point where people can dispel them is that there is probably some assistance from these timeless creatures. So the answer to your question would be a qualified yes.
Does this entity have a name?
Excuse me, please. Not that we have heard a rightful name. We always called him the Black One.
Tyra just nods a few times, thinking about that one. So where'd it come from? Just like outside of everything?
Yes, it came... Get down. Sorry. It came to the material planes from some of the outer planes. We know not where. Like it was hiding in the chaotic miasma, if that space that's in between the planes. Like it was always there, but manifested itself over millennia and was finally able to reach places where it could interact.
Poor thing had social anxiety.
Okay. And not to put a damper on your idea or anything, but what could we do? Like I'm just a priest, and I look over at Anthumbra that has been awfully quiet, and I just shrug. We just better go home.
I'll admit something.
Go ahead. Go ahead with what you're saying, and then I will. I will.
Tyra says. I'll admit something the gods couldn't destroy is a bit above my current skill. Yeah, it's a bit above my current skill level. I've been working my way up to fighting some things well below that.
Let me look at what weapon do you currently have, Tyra?
Currently she's got a... Well, if you want the full layout of her weapons, because I fell into one of my old habits, immediately on her, she has a great sword, but also a dog slicer, a hatchet, a longbow, a scimitar, and a sling.
Yes, I just saw that. She reaches out and touches your greatsword. And I am going to
if this were anyone else besides the herald of a deity who saved her life, Tyra would like put her in a chokehold for that. Oh, why hello there, +1 Dawn Silver, you're new.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tyra's gonna draw her sword after feeling whatever that was, and just kind of
and we are gonna.
This good in you. This thing hasn't looked this good in years. Sorry, I'm like trying to keep her voice. It's like trying to go for raspy.
We're gonna do. Don't want that one. I want. As she touches it, it begins to glow. As it now appears to not be made out of metal, but radiant solidified dawnlight. I will get the effect added to it. On command, it can emit a bright light in a 20-foot radius, as well as do the additional damage associated with that weapon. So yeah, it is a very powerful weapon now, but on command, it can release that 20-foot radius light that is considered sunlight.
Hell yeah, I can fuck up some vampires real good now.
Oh, and my little note said here, it's especially effective against undead and creatures vulnerable to light. How about that? I even wrote it in my notes.
Hell yeah.
For you, Eleanor, she reaches towards you and your cloak starts to glow. And I'm going to have to create an item for you, but I'm going to put it in chat so you can see what you are being blessed with. It is called the Light Bearer's Cloak, a cloak that grants the wearer advantage on saving throws against darkness and shadow-based effects.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Laughing uncomfortably.
even though Pathfinder doesn't have advantage, I still use it for special occasions. That brings us up to
Get a little bit of advantage. It's a treat.
Crom. She reaches out and a crystal materializes in your hands. Oops, I gotta actually copy before I paste again. There we go. Control C, Control V. And
Crom gets a pair of crystal boxing gloves.
it's crystal. It's called a chrono crystal. It's a palm-sized crystal that allows the user to cast haste on themselves, accelerating their actions for a short duration, rechargeable on short rest/refocus time period.
Okay.
So 10-minute refocus, it'll recharge. It's got 1 charge on it. basically, it's just like a focus spell for you.
Okay, thank you.
And that's probably the way I'm going to put it on your character.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, just make sure to give yourself back the focus point that Foundry will automatically eat when you use it.
Yeah, true.
Yep, we're going to go search and we're going to cast haste. I hopefully it is a focus spell for somebody.
There is a variation of haste that Magus can get through a feat at a way later level. Like I think like level 14.
So basically,
If there isn't, I will make one. That's no problem. I can make spells, or we will just give you the hasted extra action effect. That's easy to drag out onto the character. And for Korag, he is going to get click on him, go here. And
A lump of coal as penance for not being here today.
yep. So he gets a Sunfire's Talisman that when worn, the talisman allows attacks to deal additional fire damage on successful hits. And then Aunt Tumbra. She points towards you, and your wrists start to glow and then dim. And I need to click on you. I'm going to put a number in there. Radiant Bracers. The golden bracers grant the wearer resistance 5 to necrotic void damage, and once per day can emit a burst of sunlight blinding nearby enemies. This also has the same effect of sunlight against undead creatures that are vulnerable to sunlight.
Quick question. So I have Shadowcaster, which prevents me from being able to cast light spells. Does this count?
I'm deeply curious what subclass you are.
I'm not. That's my dedication.
Let me look at that really quick.
You can emit a burst of sun dark, blinding nearby enemies.
And blinding me, probably. Shit, I forgot about that. I mean, I'm functionally the best in the dark. But quite literally.
Okay, the way I'm reading it, well, the light is like on use, it's a use item. It is not a spell. They just admit it. The way I see it, it says you can no longer cast spells that have the light trait. This is not an ability.
Right.
That's a class feature or ancestry feat. You would still be able to use it. Yeah, you can still use it. I have it there specifically for the types of enemies that the party is likely to encounter. I was trying to give the party items that would help them. unlike the last time the party went in to attack something that probably would have been nice to have fire resistance, but they didn't and got boomed a lot.
I mean, I still just think it's very funny that the enemies all have fire resistance, and one of them still managed to burn to death to the trap they had fire resistance against.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. I could probably come up with a reflavor, but I'd like to keep that burst of sunlight on it. We can flavor it. You can burst and cloak of shadows immediately thereafter, and that would totally screw them up. They're blind,
every time you use it.
and you're totally gone. Mando, get down.
Just every
Yeah,
time
I
you
was-
hear flashbang.
Just wanted to make double check to make sure that the two things weren't incompatible or contradictory.
I don't see them as, I don't see it as contradictory. Now, if it would have been a spell, then yeah, I would have changed it. And that should be 5. And the so that's what she gives you for you asked about the how can we do something the gods can't even do with. The gods can provide assistance. Here are some of some things that may help in the future. Come on. There we go.
Is it cool if I flavor Tyra's sword glowing as it essentially catching on fire to
Yep.
keep it consistent with my barbarian shit? Awesome.
Yes. Yeah, it's, if you notice, a lot of that other stuff is fire related too, that people were getting. Yes, he is a fire is one of his domains there. And I need to see, I thought I healed Crom.
Oh, I can do it myself.
Okay. I was just hovering and I noticed that, hey, Crom isn't at full hit points. And then
While we were walking, Crom just tripped and fell in a ditch and took more damage.
for Kyrian, his, let me make sure I use the right instrument. His handheld instrument, musical, starts to glow. Which would have provided him some benefits for his bardic checks. Some of you were rescued from death. Some of you just rescued from injury. Arian brought you here, though you may not be a devotee directly of him. He has worked with many of your deities or those you follow. They are trying to work together to help. Words of warning. We do know that several of the lieutenants of Orcus have been released, and at least one more is in the process of being released as we speak. The ley lines are rupturing within the planets. Magical energy is being released at a scale that we have not seen since the what the event they call the crossover. Please provide warning to anybody you can. Any assistance would probably be beneficial for the entire planet.
Tyra thinks about it, groans and rubs the bridge of her nose, like pinches it between two fingers, goes, I'm gonna have to talk to Karis about this. Great.
We have the capability of sending you back to time, back to space, wherever you desire. However, you must all go to the same location.
I don't.
Where exactly does that end up being?
Wherever you desire. Choose amongst yourselves where you wish to go. Though, you may remain here. To remain would not be exile. It would be enshrinement.
I understand where you're coming from, being, you know, a devout and everything, but we have people to help, right? And I look over at Anthambra, and I still don't fully get how we all ended up here together.
She goes, your spirits sing, and you have been marked. And as she says the word marked, you see if they're uncovered, or you feel on the backs of your hands the runic symbols for Arion, Lunara, the Crimson Muse, all of the gods that have anything good or lawful associated with their nature, just kind of pulse and then disappear back into your hand like they weren't there. You have been marked as a beacon, beacons of hope for this world. You now have the key that will allow you to walk through time barriers, the key that may help you in the future.
To put it in laywoman's terms, the gods play favorites and we're it.
Yeah. You've been chosen.
You see Eleanor's eyes just start to water. And she kind of takes Anthombra's hand and just squeezes it incredibly tightly.
So I'm going to do something that
Alright.
that I was not going to do. I didn't even think about it until right now.
Okay.
Okay.
She said anywhere.
Oh.
I'm assuming. Okay.
No.
My implication, my thoughts when I originally was thinking about this was anywhere in the Outcast Isles. But because she's outside time and space and outside the barrier that's preventing teleportation, anywhere means anywhere. But again, you can stay in the Outcast Isles, go anywhere within them that you desire. Or I will let you guys as a group decide where your anywhere is. And while you guys are making that decision, I am going to go let my dogs out.
Oh boy.
I was not expecting this.
Oh.
This
This
is
is
my
a fun-
first session here, guys.
Oh, why, hello there, rock and roll.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was that loud. Okay, I'm gonna go
That was funny.
I'm gonna let my dogs out really
All
quick.
right, have fun.
Yeah.
I'm still just imagining the herald being like, all right, talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go take the cosmic dogs for a cosmic walk.
That's basically what just happened.
All right.
think
I mean,
Where are we going, guys?
I
Where's
mean,
the new
I
one?
reason-
I mean, Tyra's gonna ask where the hell you two came from, if you're even
Yeah,
from
that's
the Outcast Isles or from this planet.
yeah, I mean, reasonably talking, I'm just looking at the four of you, I'm assuming, and just going, who the fuck are you?
Oh yeah, Tyra's been doing that since literally the moment she woke up. Like, she's been giving you mean stink eye this entire time.
I've been reciprocating, like, full-on stink eye back.
Hell yeah.
And Tumbra is fully just. Well, you can't see what Entumbra's doing because they've got that mask on.
Yeah, by the way, can you guys give, like, a general character description of yourselves?
Oh, yeah, I think I did before, but I can go a bit more detailed.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tyra, unless Antumbra clears like 6.5 feet tall, Tyra's the tallest one here. Because, honestly, she's probably like 6'7", 6'8". She is a massive woman. From what you can see under the animal hide, also fucking shredded. Her biceps are huge.
Okay.
She has like red hair, not in the way that Irish people do, but in the way that anime characters do.
Okay.
And oh, why hello there, other rock and roll music. And she similarly has similarly red eyes that, she has like eyes that are red toward the edges but turn more orange toward the middle, kind of like a flame. And also, she seems human, but her body is also covered in various places with just like bright red scales, like her face and her body. Like, the dragon sorcerer from Baldur's Gate 3, how they have that like those scales on their face. That, but everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
Crom?
Well, Crom has coppery scales over his body, and like reddish hair, like a nut. Like probably more realistic Irishy than me. Yeah. Orc features otherwise.
Real quick, should we decide before he gets back where we want to go, so that way
Yeah.
we have an
Yeah.
Oh man, what's real Oh, man, welcome back, GM. We were just trying to figure out where to go.
That's fine. Take your time. I know it's a big drop on you guys.
I think actually now that you're back, Tyra was gonna ask. Since you seem to have it. Sorry, I'm trying to find her voice because I had a specific voice and it's like. Actually, I had a question.
Okay.
Yeah, that barrier around the Outcast Isles. You exist outside of space and time. You must know what's causing it.
Yes, I do. As the GM, I do.
Any chance?
Oh, as her?
Yes.
Yes, it was a trade of magic that sealed the Isles in exchange for the power that was necessary to seal Orcus's lieutenants during the last war. it was a cost, part of a contract that some wizards and clerics made with Asmodeus. Asmodeus found the demons in exchange for lots of magic in that region of the world.
So, out of curiosity, if the lieutenants are breaking free, is it safe to assume that when the last one's out, the barrier will drop?
It will probably drop before the last one's out. It's already failing from what I can tell. I was able to pull you through it to here, where previously we had attempted to send people back, but they were not able to penetrate the barrier and ended up stranded outside the barrier. They were those of us that took this temple outside of space and time, that wanted to leave.
Where could we start? Because by all intents and purposes, it seems as if we have to deal with the lieutenants and kill them off. So where do we start?
That's a very good question. With who you're with and what she knows, I could probably open up some lore information.
Heck yes.
See, all that wonderful stuff I did at night when I couldn't sleep. I need to find... I have a note in here.
Me and Gold just high five, getting as much information out of this as possible.
Fuck yes.
Tyra is not a nerd, but she is a practical woman, so she's gonna get what she can out of this.
Eleanor is a nerd.
Not gonna lie, your mic ate that slightly in a way where it sounded like you were saying Eleanor is a bird.
She might be, but she's also a nerd.
Okay.
Nice. I'm just imagining with the music playing that there's just like a live band somewhere in this temple.
It's just elevator music. What do you mean temples don't have elevator music?
No, this is like the kind of like rock track I could see in the background of like an area in like a mid-tier JRPG.
Yeah.
Or a trashy 80s action movie.
Yes.
Yeah, those do have shockingly similar soundtracks.
Ah, there we go. Orcus's Lieutenant. It's under my calendar. She lets you know the following information. Veltrazar, the Chainbreaker, was released. Gambito. She lets you know. Control C. Control V. Azael the Bleeding Crown. Released. In the case what I'm saying released is they are back in the abyss right now. They are no longer bound. Lambaro.
Just imagining Orcus has like a party rolled out, like, welcome back, boys! It's good to have you back in the underworld. It's probably not how that's going, but funny to imagine.
The third one, Thrixel, Prince of Hollow Eyes, released. Seaside Cape, Mid-Islands. And she tells you that Uriah, the Soul drinker bound. Did I already give you Jambito? Yep.
You already gave us Gambito, yeah.
Okay. So Goliath, the soul drinker, is still bound somewhere in the middle aisles. And then this is the weird one. Zalzul, the Fire of Worms, personality split into 7. Quote unquote mouse.
Not gonna lie, I thought when you said it like that, I thought their epithet was gonna be the weird one. Would have been funny.
So they are all in the Outcast Islands region.
They were all bound in the material plane near the Outcast Isles. That was the only way, with the trade of the use of magic, for the benefit of them being bound was going to happen. They could not. They would have had to sacrifice basically magic from the entire world in order to protect the entire planet, which would have caused magically inherent races and heritages on the planet to start to die out, and that would include those that are magical by nature. Then the magic would have been bled from their bloodstream, and some of them rely on it just to exist.
Oh.
Okay.
Understandable.
And
Okay, and let me explain these last two. Or this last one. Zalzul, the Choir of Worms, he was one of the more powerful lieutenants. He was so powerful that the regular binding that they did on the other lieutenants would not work. One of the demigods sacrificed herself to split Zalzul's personality into 7 bits. And each of these bits were individually bound. Each of these bits are called mouths. One of the mouths of the Choir of Worms. One was released near Lambaro. One has been known to be released in the Deep Dark. One was starting to release in the Deep Dark, but was rebound. There are 2 more in the Deep Dark. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is one of the, actually we're going to say 2 of those on Conda Isle. So we're going to, that should give us 7, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
But she warns that if 4 or even maybe 3 of those bindings on the personality of Zalzul were to fail, it could cause a cascade effect, causing the others to fail even more rapidly. So now you have a current status of what was bound during the Rising.
Okay. Get some spaces, some turrets to women under the gun. Try and stop more things happening.
Yeah. Yes. Goliath, what's the state of that binding? Are people trying? Yeah, are cultists and idiot bandits trying to break that one out too?
On which one?
Goliath.
Some kobolds inadvertently started the process to release him. But a group of adventurers somewhat like you were able to reinforce that site currently.
Okay, so one's probably safe then. So now it makes us a fifth.
And what about and what about those two pieces of Zazul and the and what about those two pieces of Zazul in the choir of or in the on Kanda Isle?
I do know that one that was on the northeast side of Lambaro Isle in what they call the seaside caves just recently failed, and that's within 50 miles of where one of the bindings is on Kanda. I do not know whether anybody is near that location.
Well, in that case, I think we should head there.
Okay, so I will. I'll let you decide as a party. I'm not going to just go on your one voice.
Oh yeah, I was just throwing my my thought out there.
So Kenda Isle? Sounds good to me.
Well,
I mean, I was headed there anyway.
Three more questions that I will answer before I make the teleport. I am starting to fade and must regain my energy. I don't want your teleportation to fail. So she's got three more questions she'll answer for you. Here.
When we go there and find either the piece or the seal, how do we reseal it? Do you know?
Each one will be different. Will become aware as you get near them. A lot of it divine energy focused into the seal. If it's not being disturbed currently, they make telltale signs as they are failing. They're the reinforcement of the physical aspects around them should reinforce the arcane bindings around them. What we know has caused at least two of the seals to fail are active cultist participation in rituals to break the bindings. So interrupting those or counter ritualing them, which I have been told was being attempted by a cult of Asmodeus to try to strengthen the seals, but that cult failed in their strengthening efforts, which released one of the fiends. Two more.
Before Tyra asks anything, I want to recall knowledge, specifically to know if there are any groups on Kando who could be of help in trying to keep a demon from getting unsealed.
Okay. Just make sure you don't have anything targeted, which you probably can't on this map, and roll the basic action macro recall knowledge. Woo. And this is why we have Obsidian, because that makes it really easy.
I rolled whatever that is.
We are on the Outcast Isles. For your
I should
highest.
specify that I am thinking. Oh,
You were doing what?
I was specifically thinking of like the region around Kanda because that's probably where we're getting airdropped. If everyone agrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Kanda itself is home to many organizations. You recall that the head of the Arcane Wardens is located in Kanda, as well as the Dawnbringers of Lunara. The Infernal Covenant, which is the group that follows Asmodeus, is rumored to be in the vicinity. It wouldn't be one of those that you would typically align yourselves with, but with the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of thing. Maybe an idea to look out for them type of thing. And me. There is a group in Kanda itself that's called the Void Scourge Hunters that an elite cadre of hunters trained to eradicate extraplanar threats, void spawn, and abyssal remnants when they surface. Those are the ones that you remember from your knowledge check.
Oh yeah, Tyra is at least Tyra is like an initiate in that last one, if memory serves correctly. We still have 2 questions, right?
Yes, because the recall knowledge was not one of them.
Yeah, I just didn't want to eat one up if anyone else had something they wanted to ask, because I've been talking a bunch.
And for those that are new, Kanda is the capital city of the islands, and that's where the king resides also.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think I particularly have any questions further, so I'll leave it to the rest of the group.
So do you know how to?
Oh. I was just checking.
Yeah. I may have missed this question being asked, which is unfortunate. So do you know how would you strengthen these seals?
Oh, the answer that we were given was it varies, and the best way to do
Okay.
it is to stop people from breaking them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was also okay.
Yeah. Just so T doesn't have to repeat himself if he doesn't want to.
Yeah. So that's I don't think I have any questions then.
All right,
I don't have
if no one else has any, then I'll ask. Who is the strongest person among either the Church of Lunara or the Void Scourge Hunters who can help us in Kanda? Essentially, who can you airdrop us directly in front of for help?
Well, the Void Scourge Hunters would be of great assistance if any break free. The Dawnlights would be more capable of maybe providing extra assistance or guidance in maintaining or further securing the barriers. That's 2.
Hey Cyber, do you have any?
No, I don't. I've been just passively trying to figure out, like, I've been listening and following in on like what we're attempting to do.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I've just been trying to figure out, or I guess I don't have any questions that have not already been clarified through the explanation of everything.
Yeah, if no one else speaks up, then Tyra will ask the final question. My brain just blanked on what the final question was. I had something.
Love when it happens.
How dare you, Silver?
Yeah. I know, it's really inconvenient. Fuck. I had a thought in mind. Come on. Oh, yeah. Is there any... Yeah. Also, yes, also, this is just kind of... this is just more of a general question, but is there any way to lower the barrier around the Isles without setting the remaining demons free?
They are tied to one another. If we were to lower the barrier completely, I believe all of the remaining demons would be freed, and those that are still bound here on the material plane would be released to the material plane instead of sent back to the abyss.
Very well. So if we're trying to figure out where to go, then I suggest that we get dropped off directly in the main temple to Lunara.
Okay.
Best not to waste any time if potential demons are on the loose.
Okay, so I
Yes.
will.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Except they will probably figure everyone out.
We're going to close that window. We're going to open this wonderful window, and
I'm sorry, I can't help but imagine that this like thousands of year old Herald woman is just shredding it on an electric guitar right now.
okay, so the location you guys are going to be teleported to is called the Radiant Temple. And let me put that in chat, and I need to think. Yep, we do have the leader. She will let you Eleanor, the leader's name you do recognize based off of your prior contact with the Lunarans. And she is located at the Radiant Temple in the city of Khanda itself.
Would I know the official title of the leader? Just like how to address
just sister.
her by?
Sister.
Okay.
And let me get this in here, and I will get you your... on. Post it in here. We're gonna hit cancel. We're gonna hit cancel. Cancel. We're gonna go right click. Save as. Yeah.
If you let me ask an above table, are there any other adventurers currently in Khanda? Because I know that there's a bunch of other groups who are bouncing around the Isles.
There are none currently in Khanda itself. There is one group that I'm still trying to get word whether they're going to continue. That is in the Boba area.
It's just called Boba. That's so funny.
Yes. Boba. So that is Konda Isle. It's got two major cities, Konda, which is the capital, and then Boba. It's got a population about 13,000. Boba does. Artwork backgrounds.
Some legendary tea.
Choose file. Oh yeah, I get it now. Yep. Select. Select.
Sorry, I'm insufferable.
I mean,
No, I was thinking the same
Not
thing the entire time.
I wasn't because
not
I
to-
spent a week fleshing out every single point of interest within that city. So I'm not thinking of it
Oh,
as
yeah.
tea. I'm thinking of it as a headache.
Oh yeah, no, I get you. It's just one of those funny
completely
things. That,
fair.
yeah, like I do the same thing all the time. I've had to rename things because
I mean, Boba
Oh.
also means ceiling in Portuguese.
Okay.
So we have that.
oh,
Fit.
fun.
Or Star Wars with Boba Fett. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the city of Konda rises like a jewel of brass and frost from the heart of the Isles, perched atop basalt cliffs, crowned in banners and lit by a warding flame. Its skyline is a contradiction. Ancient spires of stone veined with blue steel shimmer beside mage-forged towers and smoke-belching manufactories. Snow clings to the eaves of old noble manors in King's Rest, where the silver crest and iron rules pass from one generation to the next. Bells toll beneath the stained glass steeples of Sunvale Hollow, where faith and secrecy blend beneath Arion's long shadow. Markets blaze with color and clamor in Ambervale, where crimson tints and echoing auctions chants fill the air. Dockside, the stone-braced docks grown with trade, Leviathan haulers and sky metal barges competing for space, while chain gangs chant and offload crates under lantern light. But not all is noble nor clean. In the Frostlock Commons, the alleys bite like a blade's edge, where warmth is bought with favors and debts are carved into skins. The smell of burnt glass lingers in the Ashfire Bastion, where arcane enforcers conduct training drills beneath drifting cinders. Just beyond the shielded wards, the rookyards lie quiet, a sea of blackened rooftops and rusting gates, where whispers go to die and bones are buried with secrets. Glimmershade pulses with veiled luxury, the kind paid for in both coin and silence. Beneath its velvet curtains, the elite dine beside courtiers and warlocks, deal makers draped in shadow. Tallowgate, meanwhile, hosts the bureaucrats and archivists who whisper policies that move navies. Its candlelit halls stretch farther underground than above, harboring laws, ledgers, and occasional oath-bound specter. And anchoring all this is the arcane pillar of the Wardspire district, where the city's magical core hums, warding Konda against storm and saboteur alike. It is the city's eye, its barrier, and perhaps its greatest secret. Konda is a city of 10,000 masts, every gate guarded, every word recorded, every soul weighed in golden oaths. It watches you as much as you watch it. And that is where we are going to end today.